Hello and welcome to this edition of Y-PAC CityCast. I'm Randy Beeler. During a recent awards ceremony, the Yakima Police Department paid tribute to some of Yakima's finest who have distinguished themselves in their service to the community. The ceremony took place at the Yakima Convention Center and drew a large crowd. In recent years, the department has made a greater effort to publicly recognize its members for outstanding performance. Life-saving awards, certificates of merit, certificates of excellence were all presented, as was the department's highest award, Officer of the Year. Officer Jeff Ely received the Officer of the Year award for his commitment to not only his job, but to his community and family. The two other finalists for the Officer of the Year award, Detective Eric Hampton and Detective Michael Durbin, received certificates of excellence, as did Officer Ely and Officer Mark Williams for their service as bike patrol officers. Officer Thomas Tovar, Brad Althauser, Garrett Walk, and Scott Gronwald, along with the Blue Team, B, C, and D squads, and the YPD SWAT team, were presented certificates of merit. Officer Taryn Miller, Corrections Officers Mark Dole and Jeff Nelson, Officer Walk and Officer Williams, as well as Officer Philip Amici, received life-saving ribbons. 11 members of the department were honored for having received advanced leadership training through the FBI LEADA program, and Officers Tony Patland and Jesse Rangel were recognized for their many years of service. Both Patland and Rangel have now retired from the department. Jeff Nelson was also recognized for his recent promotion from Corrections Officer to Corrections Sergeant. With the recent resignation of Debbie Cook from her position as the City of Yakima's Director of Utilities and Engineering, the responsibility for overseeing the city's divisions that Cook had managed has been temporarily reassigned to the city's Public Works Director and the city's Chief Engineer. Public Works Director Scott Schaefer will take on managing the wastewater division. Before being promoted to Public Works Director in 2013, Schaefer had served as the wastewater division manager. He will also temporarily be responsible for the Water Irrigation Division, which delivers both drinking water and irrigation water to about 20,000 homes in the city. Chief Engineer Brett Sheffield will manage the Engineering Division for the time being. The Engineering Division is responsible for designing and managing public infrastructure improvement projects in the city, including new roads, water, and sewer systems. The city is in the process of evaluating how the responsibilities that had previously been assigned to Cook will be assigned on a more permanent basis. Well, the City of Yakima has deals in place to sell 3 of the 4 former Tiger Oil sites it purchased in recent years, and you can find out what the conditions of streets throughout the city are by taking a look at the city's website. With those stories, here's CityCast's Ken Crockett.
Thank you, Randy. The purchase of 4 former Tiger Oil Company sites by the City of Yakima in 2014 is turning out to be profitable. The gas stations sat empty for decades as legal battles were fought by the previous owner over environmental damage caused by leaking underground storage tanks. Grants from the State Department of Ecology enabled the city to clean up the sites and to put the commercial property up for sale. Yakima paid $180,000 for the property at the corner of 56th and Summit View Avenue and has received an offer for $550,000. The property at 24th and West Nob Hill Boulevard was purchased for $250,000 and is expected to sell in May for $300,000. Another Tiger Oil site at 1606 East Nob Hill Boulevard cost the city $230,000 and should close next month for $425,000. The city still owns one more Tiger Oil location on North 1st Street, and no timetable has been established for disposing of that property. If you want to know the condition of Yakima's streets, the information is now available on the City of Yakima's website. Simply go to the Engineering Department's page and click on the Citywide Pavement Index Report. The inspections were completed in 2015 and rates the condition of every city street on a scale of 0 to 100. The information will be used to prioritize road work and to determine the cost of utility street cuts. In 2014, the city spent nearly $20 million on grind and overlay projects to improve the condition of city streets. Back to you, Randy.
Thank you, Ken. When we come back, CityCast Sean Davidow will talk to you about the kickoff of the 2016 irrigation season in Yakima. You're watching Y-PAC CityCast.
My name is Jack Kurtzinger, and I coach grade kid football, and I teach self-defense.
My name's Ryan Pepper, and I coach youth basketball.
I'm Jim Moore, and I'm a certified EMT.
I'm Elaine Gonzalez, and I'm a police chaplain.
What do we have in common? We're all a part of your Yakima Police Department. Be part of the solution.
The city of Yakima operates an irrigation system that is actually a combination of several systems that were built over the years and consolidated about 20 years ago. Another irrigation season is underway right now. With more, here's CityCast's Sean Davidow.
Thanks, Randy. I'm standing along one of the many irrigation ditches and canals in Yakima that have slowly been filling with water to serve about 11,000 customers on the City of Yakima's irrigation system. The Yakima irrigation season began on April 1st, and most customers on the City of Yakima system will have water flowing through their hoses by mid-April. Since 1998, the City of Yakima has spent about $20.5 million to improve irrigation infrastructure for Yakima residents, and a large part of that was spent rebuilding the 308 irrigation system that delivers water to much of east and central Yakima. Parts of the 308 system were over 100 years old in some places, and the system was made of these old wooden pipes. To date, with the 308 system improvements finished in 2012, and with other improvements to the system since then, 32 miles of new pipe have been installed throughout the city. And get this, Randy, this has saved an estimated 1,600,000 gallons of water from evaporation and seepage. And yes, Randy, that is billion with a capital B. And in water-short years like we had in our region last year, every drop counts. Improvements to the Yakima irrigation system are still ongoing throughout the city, and every effort is being made to save as much water as possible, even in years when water levels aren't as much of a problem. Now, while the system fills, there may be some delays in delivery due to the flooding earlier this year in some areas as the debris is cleared out of the system. But the city's irrigation division is expecting the entire Yakima system, which includes some smaller independent irrigation systems within the city, to be fully operational by the 1st of May. Now, Randy, I know you like to keep things wet, so I'm here to tell you it's time to get your hose out and turn your irrigation on, safely and responsibly, of course. So we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Sean, and thank you, too, for joining us for this edition of Y-PAC CityCast. The City of Yakima provides multiple platforms you can access to find out what is going on with the City Council, city programs and services, and more. The City of Yakima website at yakimawa.gov includes information about every division and department in the city, as well as activities calendars, council meeting agendas, and videos of city meetings. The city Facebook page links you to news releases, newsletters, and other important announcements from the City of Yakima. And the City of Yakima Twitter feed makes it easy for you to stay up to date with what's going on in our community, no matter where you may be. Visit the City of Yakima website, find us on Facebook, or follow the city on Twitter. We'll see you on the next edition of Y-PAC CityCast. I'm Randy Beeler. Take care.
For more information on Y-PAC CityCast, call 575-6092.